Hi creatives, I am Dimma and you're welcome to another interesting sewing tutorial. This is a sewing tutorial of the Bustier Corset dress that we drafted in the last tutorial. I'll share with you the link in the description box. Do well to look at it and see how it is drafted. Then at the end is an extra, and that is this sleeve that you can see right here. I will be showing you how to cut and stitch this beautiful sleeve with gode. If you've not subscribed, guys, you are missing a lot. I mean, you are wrong. Do well to subscribe and then turn on your notification bell to be the first to know each time I upload my videos. This is the pattern that we drafted in the last tutorial, and you can see how I structured the neckline. I ensured that the wording did not get to the neckline. I also applied gum stay to the neckline to structure it the more. So here is the fabric part of this, and you can see what it looks like. I applied hairstay and wording. You can see, but the wording on the lining is thicker than the one on the fabric. That is the difference. I also ensured that the wording did not get to the neckline. You can see what I have here. I just applied hairstay. On the lining of this back, I applied gum stay to the neckline. This is the nude mesh that I'll be using as the yoke. Now we'll be joining like this, observing the notches, and then join the bustier together. After joining it together, this is what it looks like. Beautiful. Just iron it with your bust ham, and this is what the lining looks like. I'll go ahead and put two of them together and just stitch the neckline straight up like this. You can see what it looks like. I'll just go ahead and notch. Watch closely to see what I'm doing. I will notch this other side and then I'll top stitch. After top stitching, the next is to stitch the V, little V at the middle of this pattern. So now that I am done with the top stitch, you can see that I'll go ahead and stitch the V. Now I've stitched the V, just go ahead and trim and notch the middle piece there and notch the other sides. Then trim any extra fabric there to reduce bulk on that V part. You can see how lovely it's looking. Go ahead and press the seam and you're good to go. Now the next thing to do is to open up our mesh, the nude mesh. So and place it like this. Do well to use your dressmaking pins and put it right well. You can use your bust ham to arrange it really nicely, or you use your dress form to pin it down on the dress form and arrange the yoke really nicely. I'll be stitching on top like this and fix the yoke. After stitching, I'll just trim. I just had to go ahead and trim off any excess mesh so that it will look as neat as possible, and you can see how neat it is looking already. Mind you, I turned the neckline of this nude mesh before I applied it on the dress. So I'll just go ahead and stitch the darts of the skirt. You can see what it looks like. The length is about 6.5, and you can see how it's matching with the bust line. Okay, everything is matching straight up. Ensure that your own is like that. Check the drafting and you will understand why everything is rhyming so nicely. Now the next thing is to just place the back like this. Ensure you mark your notches, because after stitching you will not access it easily. Stitch and top stitch on the neckline and stitch the dart for the back skirt. Here I'm notching the center back where the zip line will be, and you can see what it looks like. I'll just go ahead and join it like this for the two sides of the back. Yes, and the darts are rhyming so nicely again, just like the front. Okay, ensure to do this too. So I'll place the cloth like this and then take about 8.5 inches mark. Then take the length of the knee line and mark where I want the slit to get to. So I'm going to stitch there from between the two marks. I've stitched it down. You can see what it looks like. I had to mark the seam allowance, which is the zipper allowance, and I've stitched it down. Open up like this. Iron with your hemming gum and then tack so that everything will look nice. So after ironing, this is what I have. I'll just go ahead and place the front on top of the back like this, right sides facing each other, and pinning it down like this. Watch how I am placing this nude mesh between the lining and the fabric. So this is how I'm going to arrange it and stitch it down. So After stitching it down, this is what it looks like, and I closed up the sides as well. You can see everything is looking really nice. It's just to fix the sleeve and then put the zipper, and we are done. Then this is the sleeve tutorial. Okay, I started with a basic sleeve which I have already drafted. I'll also put the link to drafting a basic sleeve in the description box. So here is the level of my basic sleeve. You know, this sleeve has a basic sleeve on top of it. Okay, and this is the final length of the long sleeve that I'll be using. I used about 24 and a half. Okay, do well to use 25 or 25 and a half if you want it to be longer, but I feel this length is just fine. So I marked the level I want my angle and just took the angle like this. Okay, do well to just do what you prefer, as in drawing the angle. And this is the round hand, which is about 9. I marked 4.5 there and connected it like this to the basic sleeve. Here will be going off. I'll just go ahead and cut this out. So you can see how I am cutting it out. And this is what we have. This is what we'll be using to do everything that we need to do on this sleeve. I'll be using chantilly and Ankara fabric. Okay, the Ankara I used for the dress, and I'll just cut out this part of Ankara. This is already on fold, and I'll just fold it again to give me 2 sleeves at the same time. I hope you understand. I'll place my sleeve to the level that I marked for the basic sleeve, and I will cut out the basic sleeve. Watch that I gave 1/2 inch from the fold. This is because the basic sleeve is smaller than my client's upper arm, so I had to add that 1/2 to make it measure up with my client's upper arm. So this is the angled part that I'll be using as the godé. So I've cut it and kept aside. The next thing is to place this basic part and then cut out again. Again, I left a little, ease at that center. That is the fold, just for that ease sake. Though this one is stretchy, but then I still had to do the right thing. Though the ease here is not really up to half, it's about 1/4 for the chantilly because of the stretch. So right here is the angle, and I've drawn the slash lines. Watch how I folded this fabric into 2 and then into triangle or bias. Okay, so the next thing is to slash the slash lines and spread, as you can see me do. So I'm going to spread it like this and then pin it down nicely. So when I pin it down, I will just go ahead and measure here and ensure I get that level at that fold, and then I will add 1 inch to this. Okay, because I want that part to drop more on the final sleeve. So I'll just go ahead and cut out. So I'll also cut out here. Watch that I also give little ease from the fold of this triangle. So here I have 3.5, 2.5 and 2 inches as my spread. So this is the complete sleeve, and you can see what it looks like. It's looking nice already. Okay, so my godé will be fixed here, and the basic sleeve there. You will want to see how I fixed this beautiful godé. That is a corner stitch. So I'll stitch the sleeve like this and top stitch, and then iron it really nicely and stitch it down. Trim off every excess that you have after doing all of that, and everything is neat like this. Okay, so the next thing is this one. That will be the godé. So I'll just place it like this on the lining, stitch it, and then notch round the curve, push it to the lining side and top stitch the stitch. So after doing that, I'm going to iron, and this is what it looks like. Okay, we're just going to trim off the excess lining that came out after all of that, and this is what I have after doing that. Really beautiful. And this is the basic sleeve. I'll keep it aside and then bring out the chantilly that I cut. So now this is the sleeve that will be carrying the godé. I'll just fold in 1 inch, which I added at the time of cutting this chantilly. I'll fold it in like that, and then I'll be fixing the godé to it. So after joining it, this is what I have. Okay, here I've hemmed the 1 inch, and the next thing to do is just to pin the godé, just as you can see me do. Very important. Watch what I'm doing right here, because if you don't do it right, it is not going to look nice. Okay, Now, having done this, I've stitched it down there, and you just open up there and go to that corner on the chantilly and notch. Okay, just that corner, notch before you stitch down the second side. This way it will just open up for you and you stitch down the second side. Go ahead and serge your seam and everything will come out really nice like this. You can see how lovely it is looking. So we just go ahead and conclude the sleeve. So the next thing to do is to just get the basic sleeve, place it on top of this one like this, match the cap, center notch, and pin it down like this. Stitch till it's about 2 inches to the end of the sleeve, and do the same for the second side. I'll also serge that end. Okay, so having done that, I will just go ahead and hold it together like this and stitch. So here I've stitched it down and done all of that. I'll now open up like this. Now you can see why I limited it 2 inches before the end of the sleeve, so that I will stitch easily even the chantilly lace. Okay, so having done that, you can see what the outcome looks like. He's looking really gorgeous already. So we'll just go ahead and fix it on the dress, and that will be it. The outcome is so gorgeous. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you have not subscribed, do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell to be the first to know each time I upload my videos. Tell me what you think about this video. I want to read from you. I want to read your comments. Tell me what you think. How do you do yours? Say something. Love you all, guys. And I will sure see you in my next one. Bye.